Architecture is a complex system of signs that can convey different meanings depending on the interpreter's background knowledge. This is how architecture can communicate with specific audiences, and this is what we will explore today using the Semiotics triadic system of the sign, object, and interpretant. We will focus on the Jewish Museum by Daniel Libeskind, a remarkable example of how a building can narrate a story through the interplay of its architectural elements of matter and void, light and darkness, shape and space. These elements evoke emotions and create the sense of a journey through the history of the Jewish people in Germany. Approaching the building, one may feel a sense of familiarity from the windows, due to its ordinary and traditional appearance as a rectangular shape with wooden frame and grids. The sensation of familiarity is due to the quality of the window and can therefore be considered a Riem icon quasi-sign. The secondness of perceiving the window would merely be the understanding of its purpose to let light through into the inner spaces and perhaps reveal the interior to the exterior. We do not think further, as these are just models of the ordinary window type designed for its function and can therefore be classified as an argument index legisign. Entering the memory void halls, one is submerged into heavy darkness, with faint light trickling down the concrete walls at the end, teasing you with barely enough strength for illumination. One may feel a sense of oppressive suffocation from the weight of the low ceilings. The triangle composes of the Riem, the emotional impact from the quality of the space, from both the cold, heavy materiality, and from the distant index of the sunlight trickling in from the small skylights far above. You feel suffocated, oppressed, powerless, small. As someone who learnt about the history behind World War II, you begin to understand the argument that this instance of a space, a sin sign, is deliberate, and walking right under the shaft and looking up, you see the incredibly high and out of reach windows or skylights, just like how the light of day seemed out of reach to the Jews oppressed under the Nazi regime. Similarly, the slit windows themselves may not be the first sign that the interpreter perceives, but rather its index due to its distinct quality, the harsh shards of light cast irregularly over the walls, ceiling, and ground. This harsh sensation can be understood as a Riem index quasi-sign. Proceeding through the exhibition, the interpreter may reach the logical conclusion that the irregular slit form of the windows are allegorical to the scars of the Jewish community in Germany, or the voids left behind by them. Regardless of which interpretation is taken, this unique, unfamiliar form is a jarring sin sign, and its allegorical meanings that are only understood by those who understand the history will classify it as an argument symbol sin sign. It is interesting to note that this allegorical interpretation is equally perceivable at night, when it becomes a dark void when viewed from the inside and a glowing scar when viewed from the outside. From analyzing the detail of the windows in the Jewish Museum of Berlin, we see how a single type of element with a primary function, such as the traditional window shown at the beginning with the purpose of allowing light through, could be altered in shape, appearance, and visibility to affect the perceiver's emotions differently. It was interesting to note that the full effect of the allegorical connotations at the symbolic level would not be unlocked unless the perceiver understood the background context, equipped with the knowledge to analyze what these emotive experiences were aiming to express.